Welcome back to more things you might not know about 2K22, this time the whole damn pack edition. So this one, a similar format to normal, but this time entirely based on the brand new DLC pack. So let's kick this one off with Logan Paul. So if you didn't know already, when he featured at WrestleMania, he wore this card to the ring, which was actually a Pokemon card that is said to be worth $5 million. Well, an awesome detail that 2K have added is that as part of his 2K22 appearance, instead of featuring a Pokemon card, they've actually replaced it with a gold 99 rated MyFaction card. Speaking of MyFaction, another thing that you might not know about is one of the new cards that you get for that mode with the new DLC. As not only do you get one for each of the DLC names like normal, but you also get a brand new one for Boa, who is now featured as a card in that mode. Now, as far as I know, that doesn't mean he's actually playable, nor necessarily does he feature a model, but in some form, Boa has now been added to 2K22. Speaking of inclusions, or I guess lack thereof, is that according to the message that you get when you start the game promoting the DLC pack, there is one name not in the pack that going off this was originally gonna be, with that name being Queen Zelina. Now, as we know, she didn't make the final roster for 2K22, but it looks like at one point she was gonna be. It is unknown why she didn't make the final cut, nor why her name has survived on the promo, but a strange one nonetheless, as she did have a 2K20 model that could have been added to 2K22. But back to the new additions. So as always, each of the new names comes complete with a brand new entrance, one of which you might not have considered makes a pretty awesome alternative entrance for another name already on the roster. So the entrance we are talking about is this one for MGK, of which the animation does make for a pretty awesome alternative entrance for Rick Boogs. Given that Boogs' entrance by default doesn't come with a guitar, this one does look pretty badass. So sticking with MGK, it is fair to say his character model is top notch, and it's clear he got the full scan treatment. But what you might not know is that he features even more body art than you can actually see by default. So if you go to this year's creation suite and remove or change his attire parts, you can see he also features more body art on his back, as well as on his legs. Now at this point it's a bit of a given, but along with the new DLC comes a bunch of brand new DLC audio for rivalries. Now whilst there is probably a fair bit more, we're only going to quickly cover a few, including audio for RVD vs Jeff Hardy, RVD vs John Cena, and LA Knight vs Cameron Grimes.
John Cena laid out this challenge to RVD because he wants to see what Van Dam has on his own. No outside interference, no originals from the past popping up swinging. Who knows what at him?
Cena's right. I'm not taking anything away from Van Dam, but at some point, a competitor has to be able to prove they can do it one-on-one, no outside interference.
It's Cena versus RVD, a total clash of styles, and I'm all fired up. This one's going to be off the chain.
For years, Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy were often mentioned in the same conversation when talking about competitors who took it to the extreme, who were offensive revolutionaries.
The stage was set for this match before Van Dam and Hardy ever set foot inside the same ring. But RVD says Jeff Hardy's just an imitation, and that RVD's the real deal. In fact, he's the whole damn show.
Get ready, because this is going to be an air show like you've never seen before.
LA Knight said this is the last time Cameron Grimes has the opportunity to stand across the ring from true greatness. Knight told WWE correspondent Kayla Braxton that his attorney added a no Grimes provision to his WWE contract.
To me, the more Knight runs his mouth, the bigger of a target that mouth becomes for Cameron Grimes to jack up. LA Knight better be at his best.
First of all, Caleb Braxton asked LA for his number after that interview. Second, I have a VIP invite to LA's after party because after tonight, he'll be rid of Cameron Grimes for good.
One more quick thing for audio is that RVD also features some brand new WrestleMania exclusive commentary.
What a journey it has been for RVD, who actually attended WrestleMania 3 as a child, but now Mr. Monday Night is Mr. WrestleMania.
We've seen Rob Van Dam make WrestleMania history in the past by becoming Mr. Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 22. I'm sure Rob Van Dam has a lot more tricks and surprises up his sleeve here tonight.
So it is fair to say that this pack features some pretty decent moves. Some moves just solid moves to have, and others some pretty crazy stuff. But in terms of moves in general, and what you might not know, is that there is a couple of moves for Logan Paul that are intended but not selected by default. So one of these moves is this version of the corner punches. As well as this move, which is the top rope Oklahoma Slam. This of course can be fixed by simply editing this year's movesets. And last up, speaking of new moves, there is a new and returning move that is back in 2K22, and it is a move for RVD. So RVD comes complete with a great entrance, a great moveset, and what you might not know is that he also features his returning Van Daminator. Yes, this awesome move has been added back to 2K22. And whilst it is the same animation we had in previous games, it is now back, and from what I can tell is now an exclusive move for RVD. To do it, simply have a chair in hand and do a heavy strike on your opponent. So as always, share with me any suggestions for future episodes in the series. Stay tuned for more like this, coming to the channel soon. And until next time, this has been 101, and I will see you all on the next one.